Here we go. So my name is Bob Beckett. There's a good chance that you either bought one of my indicators or that you just followed me on one of my channels, whether it's YouTube or Instagram or something like that. In the trading world over the years, a lot of you guys have been following me for 15 years and other businesses I've been doing. So if you're here, welcome aboard. All right, so we got some shout outs now. Now the chat's freaking going. Okay, so this is the best thing in the world for ADHD people, because if I run out of something to say over here, I can look over there and start talking immediately about something else. Wow, they're really going. So Kentucky in the house. We got, let's see, people calling me while I'm live. Let's see. Hello, coaches. Nathan, what's up, man? How you doing? Hey, man, are you funded like $1 million? Just saying. 1 second. Or who's calling me? 1 second. Hey.
Yes, Fred, this is recording. What's up, Ramon, Anthony, Luke, Gregory?
Eric from Detroit. Fred, evening. What's up, man? I'm looking forward to all your critiques after the call. Look, man, look, I'm not perfect. It's working. What's up, Alex? Breaking up, some Bob. Let me know, guys, am I breaking up? How's my audio sounding? Is it pausing, Christian? Do you hear me good?
It sounds good to me.
Okay. Can you go ahead and make me host, and then I'll go ahead and get going here. Ready?
Me make you host?
Thomas. Yeah, I can reclaim it. Don't worry about it. Reclaim host. I had to do that. It's the only way I could let you on. Anyways, all right. I'm going back to it. Bob Beckett here. So excited that everybody came on here tonight. Tonight, we're going to go over. I have some view and some stuff I want to hit and teach you guys tonight. And I'm really looking forward to helping as many of you guys out as possible and hopefully get you guys consistent in trading. Before I continue, I have to say, I'm not a financial advisor. This is stuff I have to say. Don't listen to any words I say, okay? Don't take any trades. If you're trading Forex or trading anything for that matter, you're probably going to lose your face. You're probably going to lose your whole broker account. Probably going to lose everything. Okay. Don't trade things that you can't afford to lose, right? Don't trade everything in your bank account. Don't go behind your wife's back and take a loan out on the house and put everything all on red. Don't do anything like that. Okay. Just know that trading is very risky, and I am not a financial advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. With that said, that's all I do. I educate in trading. This is all I do. These are funded accounts that I've passed. These are some of them. I've been funded well over $1 million now at this point. And that's what I like to help people do, and basically pass challenges and stay consistent with their trading. With me is Christian Suprean. And basically he's been with me, gosh dang, for I think 3 years now, bro. Probably over 3 years. He's been by my side through a different thing I was doing. And then we went into the trading world to go teach what we were doing in trading. And he ended up being one of the best traders that I've ever met, following stuff that we were putting together. And he's actually responsible for, gosh, how many trading sessions a year for me? Like well over 200 and some. Hasn't missed one a year.
I don't know, well over 200
per week. How many
8
per
a week? I'm doing 8 a week now, but for the first all of 2022, we did 9 a week.
Right.
Around 8 a week, 8 or 9 a week, right, depending. But yeah,
awesome.
It was awesome.
I'm seeing Clearwater, Florida. We can't go over there because of the red tide right now. Felicio. Yes, this is being recorded, Fred. Canada, bro. But anyways, we got Christian in the house tonight. We're going to go back and forth, and then we're going to do some questions and answers at the end of each probably segment. Probably going to keep this 45 minutes to an hour long. Hopefully, every time I say that, it ends up being longer because Christian likes to talk his face off. It's actually probably me. He's ready to go to sleep already. So thank you for being here, man. I don't want to speak on Nathan, on his personal business, but he's a really good student of ours, and he's been funded in the options market, right? Those options are no, it's
futures.
So what we teach works for both futures, well, all futures, options, stocks. Everybody asks, does this indicator work with stocks? Yes. Does this indicator work with futures? Yes. If you know how to look at a chart and read it, you can trade it, right? So with that said, yeah, Christian's in space. Mark says, Kurt, I can't keep up with you guys. You guys are awesome. Yeah, and indices are my jam as well. My main thing is NASDAQ. I used to be US 30 guy, but for some reason I just started trading NASDAQ, and pretty much that's all I need to trade on a consistent basis, and it pays the bills, right? Let's see, 416 training sessions a year. Dang, says Pierre. Okay, so let's just start. Christian, you ready to go?
I'm ready.
All right, so let me just go here. So who wants me to go over a technical analysis for the week? I know it's already, what is this, Tuesday? This is already Tuesday, but what I'm going to start doing.
Is that real? That's my bad. 400, is that really what it is? 416, 8 trading sessions. Wow, I guess it is.
I don't think I
416
pay you enough.
sessions a year.
Can't say that out loud though. Let's see. Yes, please. Wow.
Did I just
So
hear
who
that
wants
right?
me to go? Go ahead and put a 1 in the box if you want us to go over a trading analysis using our pip stacking indicator. And then we'll just get right into that. I just want to see who is all active. Okay. And also at the end of this, I want to do a giveaway. All right. I decided I'm going to do a giveaway, $100 Amazon gift card for anybody who stays till the end. There's no catches or anything like that. Just stay to the end and I'll pick you randomly. Okay. I don't know how I'm going to do that yet. I'll probably figure that out while I'm trading. I do a lot of things on the fly. You'll notice that about me a lot. And we'll just get going. So awesome. There's 64 of you guys in here right now. That's fantastic. Thank you so much for being here on a Tuesday night, even late. As a Christian, I'm just kidding. It was not his fault. Their pal opens his mouth or screws the charts up. Hey man, whenever pal opens his mouth, just have a much bigger stop. You just take it in one direction, have a massive stop. Never take my advice, but have a massive stop and you'll make some money usually. So
Or
just
just
don't use
wait
them
till
tight
after it
stops.
settles down and smash like we did today, because really,
Or you could do that. What did you do today?
I just traded the X Factor.
X
Took it
Factor?
out.
What, Pulse X?
Yep.
Yeah. One massive trailing stop. Yes. Just give it to me. They'll understand. I like your hat and shirt, Christian. Awesome. Yeah. It's good to have.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah. I have to stay more neutral, but I let him be that guy. That's totally cool. I agree with it. Okay. Just know that. You killed Paul Sex today. Awesome, man. What did you do, Jason? All right. So I'm going to load up the charts. Let me just do that. Why don't you talk a little bit while I load everything up?
All right. Well, yeah, just a little bit more on the training, right? So that's what I do is 416 hours. I've never seen that. We've also got Bethany that also does 5 trainings a week as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I can't really do the math right now, but it's 14 hours a week total. So if you want to do that, I don't have anything in front of me to do that. I'm not the greatest mathematician, but that's pretty freaking powerful. I've never really looked at it like that as a year.
Listen, guys, this is proof you don't have to be that smart to make trading work for you.
Exactly. And not only that, I am the furthest way further than Bob ever will be from a financial advisor.
Yes, that is very true. I will say you're much better with your money than me in general, though. I'll say that.
Well, yeah, maybe that, but yeah, I'm definitely not a financial advisor. I just get on and we look at the charts and we mark things up, and then the next day, at least 3 or 4 of them work out beautifully, if that makes any sense in the world.
So I got it. Cool. All right, I'm just going to jump in here, and guys, let me know if you could see my screen. I'm going to do my best to make this make sense to you as much as humanly possible. That in my way. Now I need to have chat over here. I'm going to lose my mind. Okay, I'll have it right. All right, can you see my screen, guys? Just want to make sure. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to trade today. You broke my heart. You know what? You don't have to be a rocket surgeon or a brain scientist. All right. Screen is showing. You're good. Yes. Screen good. Awesome. Okay, cool. So let's just get right into it, guys. So for the sake of this, put a 2 in the box if you use pip stacking indicator on a consistent basis. You don't have to lie. I'm just curious how many people actually use that silly little $7 indicator, like to this day. Not at all. Okay, cool. A lot of you guys, you know what we originally trained it for, what we usually built it for is so we could train our mentorship students on how to see order blocks better.
I use what it shows.
What's up?
I use what it shows every day. We use order blocks every day.
So I'm just going to go in here. So that's cool. Haven't new here. That's cool. Not yet. Hope to be doing so soon. Yeah, it's just $7. No gotchas or catches or anything. You could literally just spend $7. There's no like monthly or anything. But basically, just so you guys know, I'm basically a zone trader, right? I trade between 2 zones. If I have to simplify this enough, I trade basically between 2 different zones, usually 4-hour blocks. I'm actually going to turn off the mitigation scalp here real quick. I'm just going to go right into this, or mitigation order blocks rather. Just show you what we got. No, I'm going to leave it on. I'm going to leave it on. So I'm going to explain what each thing is really quick, and we can go from there. Basically, up here is an unmitigated order block. This is in the red area. This means if it comes up into this area and hits 50% of this order block on the 4-hour, notice how I'm on the 15-minute on gold. If it comes up here and hits the dashed line up here, that means it mitigated the block. Okay. Really all that means is it filled this block, and there's a great chance, especially if you're in the overall trend, that it's probably going to start rejecting that area or bounce from that area and start heading back down. So if I were to look right now, there's a couple of things that happen. Oh, I should say the green ones on the bottom, and you buy from those areas, right? These are 4-hour blocks. And you don't have to know what that is right now. Just know there's a lot of volume and a lot of orders, and the institutions need to bring them back up to these areas so they can fill their orders and bring it to the next zone, right? So we trade liquidity basically. So we're trading from one area of liquidity to another all day. That's really what we're focusing on. And at any time, Christian, if you need to jump in, you can. So I'm just going to say that. So anytime it hits this area, it's going to turn this color. Right now I have, it'll turn green if it's green, it'll turn red if it's red. And basically that's a strong area. Some people will call it support and resistance. We like to call it order blocks. This is not, it's not your normal support resistance area, but it acts as one, right? So at this current moment, the only two zones that I'm actually looking at is this mitigated block right here. That means there was actually a 4-hour block in this area, and it pushed right through it and actually retested it. I always say supply becomes demand and demand becomes supply. So this would be the supply area above, and this would be the demand area, right? When there's too much supply, there's too much of it, the value goes down. When there's enough, when there's a big demand, the value will go up. Everybody starts buying it up, right? Simple as that. So once this, so what I said, I trade between two zones specifically. What I mean is basically right here, this is all I'm looking at. I'm looking at this mitigated zone right here, and I'm looking at this zone right here, right? So what I'd be looking to do is once this area turns green, I'd honestly be looking to start buying up, right? So we're actually heading that way right now. So that's actually what I would say for gold right now. And it's really as simple as that. For gold right now, it's going to be hitting this mitigated order. It's going to mitigate this block. And then you'll start seeing some kinds of breaks of structure back up. And then I'd be taking it back up to this area. Anything on that, Christian?
Yeah, that's what I've been waiting on gold. We've seen it coming down there today. So that's,
yep. All right.
I would just definitely wait for it breaks the structure up.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I'm riding with the banks. I'm not going against the banks. So what is about to mitigate this 4-hour block? Yep. It says Luke, tipstackingsecrets.com. Yep. Today actually matched it up with the 4-hour blocks I marked out. Low order blocks. Awesome. Cool. So with that said, so that's my analysis for gold. It's as simple as that. If this comes up and let's say this comes down here, mitigates this area and breaks this structure right here, I'd be looking for a buy. Now you could enter right here and have your stop here, or you can wait for a pullback and have your stop here for a tighter risk reward. Basically, our mentorship students and people we work with directly, we basically drop down to the 1 minute at this point, and we'll either use our PulseX premium indicator for entry, or we will use our other strategies for entry. Anything I'm missing on that?
That's about it. I was just reading what Jason just said last. Cool. This is when I like to have the PulseX on set on the 1 minute and another on the 15 minute. That beautiful loop.
Yep. I agree.
Beautiful cloud. Hasn't steered me wrong yet. It's a beautiful Lewis. Yep.
All right.
Yep. That's what I love.
So right here, US 30, same difference. This is the 4-hour block down here, 4-hour block up here. If it breaks this block right here, I expect it to keep continuing up to this zone, and it might even take liquidity out the top. So what I'm looking for here is they're building up liquidity. They're inducing buyers. They're faking out buyers, I think. And it's all speculation, right? And then I think they're going to wick them out like that, taking out all their stops so they can force price at a lower price. This is how the banks will do it. And then they'll start taking it back up, usually, right? So it may play around right here on this block before continuing, but it's most likely going to be something like this. You'll start noticing blocks in different areas Like if I had the 15-minute block on right now, it would show these as 15-minute blocks. And it's crazy how fractal the market actually is, because they'll actually react off of each block, even on the 15-minute block, even on the 1-minute blocks. It's crazy. So you'll see it do something similar like this, probably retest this block and then come up, most likely mitigate this area. And then as you can see, the overall trend is down at this moment. So there's a great chance from this area, once that turns red, it will break structure on a lower time frame and you can take it back down, right? Back to come down to this block. Now there's times it'll bust through one block and then go to the next block before continuing back up. So nothing's like set in stone, obviously, but that's basically what you do. So what is the recommended stop in gold? I get that asked a lot. So it really depends on how you trade, right? So like in stop, like if I were to take this right here, let's say this broke this structure right here and I entered right here, my stop, if it actually happened right here, it just depends. Are you going to be more of an intraday trader, scalper, swing trader? Like the longer you hold it, usually the bigger the stop loss I do it. You go to 3,000 for the end of the year. My sources are very reliable. Yeah, gold definitely could. With the dollars being inflated right now, gold definitely could shoot up to at least 3,000.
Gold and silver is definitely suppressed.
Right. So if it rejects this area right here, so I would be entering in this area, and let's say my stop was right here. That's quite a big stop, but on gold, like it's always good on gold to have a bigger stop, honestly. Like when all else fails, just have a bigger stop. Because technically, if this just goes up to here, this is a friggin' 1 to 6.24 if it goes to 50% of this 15-minute block, right? Again, if I turn on 15-minute blocks, you'll see what I mean. Turn this to 15 minutes, and then we'll do that. There should be a block right in that area. Let me see if I'm right. Okay, it's right above it. So I guess if it breaks through, here's the block right here. So that'd be a 1 to 8 using that big of a stop, right? Which isn't too bad. So is there any, so you could safely, you know what I would do is I would put it on gold. If you're willing to hold it, look at how much this can actually go up like this. If you want to tell a story, right? This took out this liquidity, and it also, they weren't, the banks, they're protecting the high, they're breaking lows, they're going down, they're protecting highs all the way down. Then they start doing structure breaks right here, proving that they might be reversing, right? They're breaking these structures through here. They're breaking through, breaking structure again, breaking through, breaking this bigger structure right here, breaking through, then it's coming down here to mitigate. So there's, I want you to think about this. It came all the way down here. And if it starts rejecting this area and doesn't break this low, there's a really good chance it's going to create a higher high right here, right? It's going to continue this direction. And that means they're going to start protecting the lows, essentially. Hopefully that makes sense. And if you do it like that, you could actually go ahead and put your stop even lower. You could just go, oh, my bad. Then you go to 15. Let me erase all this now. You can actually try to find another block or go left. You could always go left and look, okay, there's a structure over here. Okay, if you want to be super safe, would I take this trade? Probably not, because I use smaller stops, but you could always put it under a previous low over here. Because this still, if it goes up here and mitigates these blocks, it comes up here, let's say to this one, right? This would still be a 1 to 6.48 if you're willing to hold it. Now that might take a while, right? This last drop took 17 hours and 30 minutes. I'm never in a trade for 17 hours. I might hold a trade for 2 hours, 3 hours if I think it's really going to go to a place, right? And do some fractal stops behind it. Cool.
At the most, yeah.
Yeah. We're in and out, man. I'll hit a 1 to 10 between here and here, man. I'll freaking literally have a tiny little stop like this, ride it up, because I'm really good at risk management, which I want to get into real quick with you guys, because you know that's a huge element to trading, right? Just from here to here is a 1 to 6.5 if it just goes to this block. So you start getting good with these blocks, it's over with, right? Let me put this back to the 4 hour. This is what I was looking for. That's what I had that wrong. So instead of going left, looking all the way left here, that's what this is good for. So you can technically just throw it behind here. You want to be super safe, just throw it behind the 4 hour block and ride it up to the next block. So Again, you'd be more like intraday / swing trading, doing that kind of stuff. Using the short and long position, how do you know that it is making the trades? So I trade on MT4. I don't know if I understand your question. I set up video. There's videos in the back office. Let's see. Problem I'm having has been going over my equity and FTMO account. I didn't lose the trade, but had a couple trade I held a while and busted my 5K in a day, even though I literally made 8K in 4 hours, but failed because of that. So did you hold it after 5 p.m., Jason? Because it resets at 5 p.m. So if you made 4K earlier and then lost, went over that, it's possible that you at lunch. Yeah, we'd have to see it. Made it before noon. Yeah, I don't know. Did you not close out your other trades, or did you go negative equity? Possibly negative 13,000. I guess you'd have to. So I don't know if you do that. Anyways, so let me just continue. I'm just going to run through these because I want to keep moving on, guys. I don't want to be held up on this because it's already 9:34. I want to keep pushing this. So,
yeah, I think just to answer Miguel real quick with the using the short and long position, how do you know if it's making the trades? That just represents where we'd get in and represents our stop loss and take profit. That's just a tool that we use that most all traders use to represent where we're at. As Bob said, we take the trades on MT4 or MT5.
Recommended settings for the indicator. Okay. Depending on what you're doing, if you wanted to trade between 4-hour blocks, you literally would, I keep show order block finder on, show order block plus and balance on. I keep order OB time frame on at 4 hours. If I'm scalping more, I might do 15 minutes. One way you could do it, guys, is let's pretend that you just were up here and you see it rejecting this block right here. Technically, I could have done something like this, where I drop down to the 1 minute. That's me, yeah. Or drop down to the 1 minute, and then if you really have a hard time seeing structure, you could drop this down to 1 minute. And now it's going to have the order blocks on the 1 minute. So this is a good way to trade because you already know you're in the 4-hour block right now. So now you don't have to be like, am I in the 4-hour block? No, you're in the 4-hour block because you just saw it in the 4-hour block. So now you can say, okay, look, this is a demand zone that looks like it's breaking. This is a demand zone. So if it breaks this, there's a good chance it's going to go down. So you can start trading from block to block inside the 1 minute. And we have several people that are funded just for doing this. Prop firmers stay consistent, right? Like with that said, all I got to do is, let's say if it breaks this structure, that's the biggest structure that it needs to break because you had higher low or higher high, higher low, higher high, right? And then you have these structure going down, and then this would create the first lower low, right? Down. So if I could see that, see what happens. I just broke that structure. So now what I'm doing is I would be taking trades off these areas. So I would use this. Remember I said supply becomes demand, demand becomes supply. I'd be looking in this area for potential sell-off, right? So it basically almost wicked it, but we'll see if it goes up a little bit more. And we look for some kind of rejection. So there we go. So in this block right here, you could essentially take a trade down because it came all the way up here. I really don't like the fact there's a bunch of like liquidity up here. I feel like it might take that out first, but regardless, let's say you took the trade here. This is what I would do. So this isn't the most ideal setup, but let me just show you. Short. So you see some strong bearish momentum pushing away. Two bearish, really pretty strong candles in a row. And you can put your stop. This is 7 pips on NAS. So essentially you can put it above this block right here. And you're at 10 pips. If you're pretty brave, you could do 10 pips. If you want to put it above the next 50%, that's another good area. If you want to put it above 2 order blocks, that's super safe. That's 17. And then you can start targeting bigger areas. Now, for targets, you want to go to the higher time frame, like the 15-minute order block, and look to see if there's like a certain area that you can target. Load up. Okay, so you have this one right here. You have this one right here. And I always like to target the 50% of each block, right? So 2.54 all the way down here is 3.4. And that's with a 17 pip stop. I personally usually use like a 10 to 15 pip stop on average on NASDAQ. Let me see if yeah, it definitely starts to be. So I think it would be safer to trade smaller time frames. For funding, I would say yes. I wouldn't say safer. It just depends on how good you are at actually trading those deals. So let's just push play and see if I win this one or not. I don't know the best entry for this, but we'll just see. So right here, this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing liquidity being built up and stops being taken right here that need to be taken down. So that's actually a good sign for me when it's going up super slow like this instead of pushing super hard. So I definitely hold that. And now we just broke another block. So now we have a break of structure right here. So it's proving that it might be dropping. Also notice this. Notice how little these candles were. And then all of a sudden you have bigger candles down and then little candles and then bigger candles down, right? So you can start noticing these things like that. It is building some liquidity up, but I still think it's going to drop. I know it's going to drop because I saw it. So I'm not trying to act like I didn't see that. But as far as where to enter and that kind of stuff, this is like the idea. There we go. So notice in real time, it's showing you like areas that it's taking out and mitigating. So with the super safe stop, you hit all the way down to 1 to 3.88 right there. One way, if you see a strong, let me erase all this stuff. If you see like a strong push, let me turn this off. You see a strong push down like this, and then it starts going slower, and then you see it break back up. That's a good way to exit, right? Because there's a great chance that it grabbed enough liquidity to the downside before it wants to go back up and mitigate. So you might have to watch that 1,000 times, maybe watch the replay, whatever you got to do. But I'm just constantly seeing liquidity everywhere, right? Liquidity up here. This liquidity was all taken out here, and it wicked that out. And that's the time I'd be looking for entries for buys. And if you looked on the higher time frame, you could probably see some order blocks in the higher time frame. I'm going to continue because if I keep stopping every 10 seconds and answering people's questions, I'll never get through even the analysis part. And it's already 9:40 and Christian's just talking his face off. All right, so NASDAQ. So
we basically trade on MT4 and MT5, just to answer that really quick.
Where can I learn the pip stacking? You can just go to pipstackingsecrets.com, man. It's $7. It's a really good program. People love it. There's no gotchas or anything like that. So with that said, look at this. So this is perfect. Whenever I see a trend line happening, especially when there's lots of areas to take out like this below, and there's big order blocks below, and then you see the slowness like this, I'm constantly thinking, okay, they need to take this out, right? We're also in an order block up here, right? So if you wanted to use an entry on the 15-minute, let's say you have a job or something, you could essentially just enter. You could say, hey, I'm just going to take 130 pip stop. You could say, I'm going to put this above the 50% line of this 4-hour block, 43 pip stop, try to ride this down to here kind of situation, or even here, and just kind of let it ride. And as long as you do proper risk management, it doesn't matter. So let me read my notes here. So, and talking about risk management, guys, I want you to listen very carefully. Trading is gambling if you don't have a proper trade plan in place. Okay. So you can learn all the entries in the world. You can learn all the best strategies in the world off YouTube. You can watch me. You could watch the next Forex trainer tomorrow. You can watch a new trainer every freaking day. You can be in IM Academy and have 100 different trainers. Horrible. Anyways, and think you're like the best trader in the world, but if you do not have a risk management plan in place, not just like knowing if you're going to take only 1 to 3s, or if it breaks a structure and to hit 1 to 1 and then you set it to break even, or like you get out at risk every single time, and not just knowing how much percentage you're going to actually trade per trade of your account, but actually like sticking with the trade plan 100%. Like you got to have things in place, like for your individual habits. If you are an over trader, for instance, you need to say, you know what, I'm going to step outside and walk every time I take a trade, get away from that trade. Or every time you're out of the trade, walk away from the charts for 30 minutes. Do what you got to do to get away from the charts. You'd be shocked how many people started becoming consistent. They were amazing traders, but they started becoming consistent the moment that we told them, hey, just stand up and go walk outside for 5-10 minutes and then come back. How many people all of a sudden started becoming successful? Just silly little things like that. But trading is literally gambling unless you have this all put in place. Okay. So that's crucial to your success. Like I could teach you to your blue in the face what liquidity grabs are and how to trade order blocks and all this stuff. But if you don't put this in order, you're going to eventually lose your account. I promise you. I don't know who that is for somebody, but it's for somebody out there. All right. So I'm going to push play real quick. And there we go. I'm taking out liquidity. And there we go. That's where we're currently at. It just filled this imbalance over here. It's fair market gap. And it's probably heading for at least down here, right? So that would have been a fantastic trade. Again, when you can draw a trend line on there, don't be the retail guy that freaking is waiting for that buy right there. That's what the banks want, man. They're just trying to get you to get in that buy so you can force a sell below it. They could force the price. They could take you out, force the price to be lower, right? So you don't have to be that guy that enters right here to enter the trade just because it's right there. Just wait for this to all be taken out first. Then look for the structure break. Have a rule in place that you only take a trade out of the 4-hour block. You are not missing out on anything if you're not in a trade. I promise you that. Okay. Like I used to think I had to be in a trade at all times or I'm losing money. No, I'm losing money because I'm constantly looking at the charts, constantly taking trades for no reason. And I was in trades when I didn't even need to be in trades. I had no business to be even in the market at different times.
Yeah, I'll tell you this, you'd much rather be out of a trade wishing you were in the trade, wishing you were out. That's for sure.
Very true. Very true. All right. Sorry, I went off on that tangent. Hopefully that helps somebody. All right. So I'm going to go into regular Forex pairs a little bit, and then we're just going to move on to the next area, which is I did step 2, which is great. I did liquidity.
Yeah, while he's doing that, I'll just reiterate that risk management is 100%. That's what changed everything for me. And yeah, so you got to have a plan in place. You got to have I'm one of the ones that had to walk away from a trade, just get in, set what I needed to set and not look at it and let it roll. But
you also had another issue. What was that other issue?
I've had all kind of issues.
He would get out too early. Holy cow,
I get out way too early. I was talking about that today. I get out way too early.
So guys, if I had to sum up my exact trading strategy, really it's this. If I have to sum it up, I'm a zone trader. I trade between 2 zones, right? Some people, they trade between support resistance lines. Me, I like to go more smart money concept minded because I'm waiting for liquidity grabs, meaning I'm waiting for the banks to wick out areas before. I love it when it comes down and wicks out an order block. If it came down here and it wicked out this order block, that means a lot of stops were triggered and they were forced to sell their positions to these institutions before they shoot it up, right? So I'm a institutional trader. I'm a retail trader who tries to trade with the banks institutionally, right? So smart money concepts are fantastic, but you have to be the guy that waits for liquidity to be taken out first before you jump in, right? Or you'll eventually become liquidity. That's all there is to it. Very simple. So let me just go through USD CAD, obviously strong uptrend. Here's an example of what I was talking about where it's starting to build liquidity. It's starting to go slower. You had this giant push up, right? So what I would be doing here is ultimately I'd wait for a structure break, right? I'd wait for a pullback and then I'd enter. Simple as that. Stop up here. That's pretty much like the gist of everything. Structure breaks are everything. If I put on, so notice this is something to share with you. So if there's no blocks, let's say you have this block's clear up here, right? But you want to get in a trade. There's a lot of people that are like, I waited all day and never went to the 4-hour. Okay, cool. If you want to be more of a scalper, then scalp between the 15. Totally cool. It's just double. It's like a bonus if you're in the 4-hour already, right? Especially on Forex pairs, it could take a week to get to the next 4-hour block. So if I look at the 15-minute right here, 15-minute order block, let me put it on here. Let's see if we see anything. Okay, nothing to the left yet here. So if you want to be super safe with this situation, you could wait for it to take this liquidity out and this liquidity out. And it could even possibly take more liquidity out to the upside. But if you want to be super safe, let me just erase all this and kind of wait for it to break this structure down here. Then wait for, remember what I said, supply becomes demand, demand becomes supply. This is the last big demand area that now will become a supply area. We're looking for entries there down to this area, right? So really, I just wouldn't trade USD CAD until I'm seeing a structure break. That's all there's to it. And there's no liquidity taken out. So let's look at EU, 15-minute, put on the 4-hour again. 4 hours is great for the ultimate direction, right? Like, where's all the blocks right now? Okay, cool. We're in a massive block right now on EU. It's been going down and breaking massive demand zones for a long time now. So once you see it actually break a structure, it comes up this area. That's your first sign of a change of character or a break of structure. That's when you can enter and have your stop below, right? If you're that close, by the way, to the bottom of this, you might as well put your stop below this 4 hours, just extra protection, okay? But at the current rate, these are sells, and ultimately, obviously, you can see that, right? These are sells, and actually, if I put this back to the 15-minute, a good chance there'll be a block. Yeah, these are blocks right here. So let me show you. So this demand became this demand became a supply zone. If you could see here, sometimes it's hard to see with these giant blocks. That's why I turn them off and on. But you could see this whipped out this block right here. And then basically, so it whipped it out and then basically came back and retested ish in this area and dropped even further. So that's a great way to trade that. In fact, some of our traders only trade that way. Like they literally will watch this. So this mitigated this red block right here, came down below it, and then this wicked up almost 50% of this block to drop from that block. It happens over and over and over again. Okay. So let me go to GJ per hour. This is pip stacking angel. I'm going to go over everything at the end here, different ways to work with us and stuff like that. And then also reveal my brand new FX Freedom Live, which we'll be doing these weekly, where you can come on weekly, ask questions, all that kind of stuff, and get access to our trade ideas and stuff like that. So I'll give you guys all that stuff here shortly. Anytime, cool. And we're already at 9:52, but we started 15 minutes after, but I don't want to hold anybody up. So look what happened here, guys. Look how powerful this is. So this dropped down to this 4-hour block on GJ. This was coming down all the way from here. That took 17 hours to come all the way down to this 4-hour order block. And it's almost like it just bounced right off of it. And if you can't see that's powerful, I don't know what to tell you. Like it literally just shot out. It broke structures down here. Look at this. Look at this, guys. Look, it started building liquidity. It built this zone right here. You look left, you see a block over here, right? It literally drops. If you're a breakout trader, this is like a breakout trader's dream. Be able to see this massive 4-hour block being whipped out. You could have gotten in right here, stop above the high. That's probably a 1 to 2.5 or something. Easy, taking it back down to there. A lot of you guys would be familiar with a W pattern, right? It's right there. If you see a W or an M pattern inside of 4-hour block, great chance it's going to reverse and go your direction. But you can see right here, look, you had a lower low, lower high, lower low, break of structure. And then it starts shooting up from that area. Some people they see it start wicking in the block and they just get in. That's cool too. There's so many different ways you could trade this. Let me see. G, obviously it looks like it's heading up. It's probably going to go to at least this zone, this area right here, or it'll do something like this where it starts going up there, might even take out liquidity here a little bit and then go up to this zone kind of situation. If I go to the 4-hour and look at the overall trend, look, it's up, right? And up since essentially 56 days straight. Essentially, it's been heading up in some way or another, right? And you could actually look, and I love back testing this, but I don't have time for back tests tonight, I don't think. But you can see it literally come down. It literally breaks structure, comes down, taps it, shoots up. Comes down, taps it, doesn't break low, shoots up. This one was unmitigated completely, that didn't even touch it, shoots up, breaks there, taps it, shoots up, right? Comes down, mitigates a little bit lower, takes out liquidity here, shoots up. Comes all the way down here, taps this box, and it's starting to shoot up. right? So they literally just bounce between order blocks at all time. That's order flow. You just hit your profit, Luke. What was your trade? How can you get pip stacking? So I just assumed everybody already had pip stacking.
It is the same as the supply and demand indicator, though,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So that's what he said. So I think you got it, Amali.
Anybody who doesn't have it, like, that's pip stacking secrets.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it won't let me chat. I've been trying to chat in here, but it only lets me chat to host and panelists. So that's silly. But
You could change it. Oh wait, you can't.
I can't write a chat to everybody.
You can't click everyone.
I can't. It only
Okay.
allows me to click host or you. Host and
I hit a
panelists.
1 to 2. All right, so X Factor. Okay, X Factor. That's Pulse X. I could talk about Pulse X for a little bit, guys, if you wanted. That's our group coaching, and you get my indicator that I spent. Let me know if you want me to talk about Pulse X. Let me know. Just put a 3 in the box, and I'll talk about our group coaching. That's where we have 5+ hour-long group coaching sessions per week with Coach Christian. Coach Bethany, she's funded. She's another amazing trader. She's funded like $1 million.
And one with you as well.
What's up?
One with you as well on that one.
One with me?
But yeah, so you 2 with me, 1 with me and you, and 2 with Bethany.
Oh, yeah. Got it.
Because you're going to be joining the Thursday night ones now, remember?
Gotcha. Oh, a lot of people want to know. Okay. I wasn't going to talk about Pulse X tonight, but I'll explain it really quick. I'm not trying to do a pitch fest tonight, but I'll do that just for fun. So here's how Pulse X works. So originally we were just going to be like another indicator, and we basically developed it to learn to help our people learn institutional trading in a better way. We do one thing where it's mitigation scalping, where it's basically taking trades between order blocks, but we did it in a way where you don't have to even see the order blocks. Now, what's really cool is if you combine pip stacking the pip stacking indicator with Pulse X Premium, we have one strategy called the sniper method, where Christian trades almost every morning, Tuesday through Thursday, right? Essentially.
Yeah.
New York Open. And he's trading with everybody. Everybody's live trading. In fact, if you're a part of Christian's trainings, let everybody know how it is in here, if you don't mind. Basically, he'll jump on New York Open-ish right after New York Open.
Yeah,
right?
10:15 Eastern, Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Yeah.
And what will happen is they'll be on a 4-hour call. I could actually just load it. What am I doing? I'd rather not. I'll show it in a second. So I could. Let me just load it. Hold on. 15-minute Pulse X Premium. Right way. Turn off X Factor. X Factor is our new thing that we released. That's basically teaching people how to do mitigation scalping. Asian teacher takes any questions. Awesome. Sniper method is lit. Christian rocks. Okay, awesome, cool. So let me go here. I'm going to turn on trend calls like this. Now it's going to look. It could look sloppy if you don't know what you're looking at. So we didn't want to be another company that just released an indicator for $67 a month and then good luck. So we wanted to have a group coaching program where basically everybody can jump on, ask questions, hang out for an hour at a time, and just really learn how to trade with the indicator. The other thing is we didn't want you to be stuck having to use the indicator. I'm a firm believer, like I'd rather be able to eventually learn the charts and actually trade without an indicator if you don't need it, right? Some people, they don't care at all. They want to just keep trading with an indicator. That's totally cool. I love it because I can get a notification. Like I'll be out and I'll get a notification on my phone. Like, oh, a trend alert finally hit my 4-hour block. And then I could just be like, oh, do I want to get in? You wouldn't believe how many times where I just get in while I'm on the road or just at a friend's house and be like, oh my gosh, I was waiting for that all day, but it went off. I didn't have to sit there. So just know that this isn't just another indicator. What you're actually paying for is the 265 plus 1 hour long training courses per month. That's what you're paying for. Okay. So with that said, I spent well over $80,000, I think $90,000 now developing this indicator. And this one trend call right here, actually different things have to happen for it to actually hit. Now, if you can notice what this basically does is it's proving momentum, and it's only happening usually at reversal points. As you can see right here, this trend call happened when it was up in a block, right? This one actually worked as much as it doesn't look like it worked, but we wouldn't have taken it anyways, but 18 pips, whatever. How we actually trade these trend calls is a rejection of this Pulse X line is what we call it, because it's not a regular EMA. It's a weighted EMA mixed with some other coding that we did. And basically what we'll do is we'll look for a rejection. We'll get a trend call, get a rejection of that area and take the trade, right? And then notice how it came all the way down here, tapped the 4-hour block, rejected the line, and then we take the trade, right? Simple as that. So with that said, we'll drop down to the 1 hour. If we were right here, okay, and we knew this hit the 4-hour block, this is what we're looking for. This is called the sniper method. We go down to the 1 minute, and now we're looking for a trend call on the 1 minute. This is how you get your tight stops. So if I wait for this position, this one, so it came down, rejected. This is what we would have taken, right? But with that said, they hit a 1 to 1.13. Now, one of the things we do in our coaching is if a lot of times, I don't know if you're still teaching it, but if we do a 1 to 1, we'll set it to break even kind of situation. We're really looking for the proven momentum trades, the ones that aren't even pulling back at that point.
1 to 1 and a break of structure is what we do.
Break a structure. Okay. So with that said, this was
hold on 1 second though. Angel, you can go to pulsexpremium.com, right, to get the PulseX. Bob, do we have?
Yeah. Yep. Pulsexpremium.com. And again, we have a year special right now that'll save you $1,500 a year, which is pretty cool. And most people are just taking that. Pulsexpremium.com is what it, yeah. So there's a $250 a month option, but again, I think it came out to $12. Quote me if I'm wrong. I have a math guy here. I can figure it out really fast. How many sessions? I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's $12 a session, like group session. They're all recorded. There's training in the back office. So we have multiple different strategies. Back to how I trade this. So it hit the 4-hour block. We're starting to see trend calls. Now, what we like is really a deeper pullback first, but me personally, because I focus on risk management more than I focus on that. I would have taken this. I might've lost. I'll take this one. It's okay. I wait for the rejection, pullback, boom. I'm going to put it below that low right there. 15 pips stop. Let that one roll. This one might lose too. Don't know. All right. We're already at so that didn't break structure. So what we're looking for is a structure break to the left, and then we'll move it to break even kind of situation. So let me just show you. All right. Now we got our structure break to the left. So now I would move my stop into profit. So there's no risk at all. And then you can just do your normal targeting that we always do. I think you go to 1 to 3s, or what are you aiming for?
Me, I do 1 to 3s, but
yeah. So here's the thing, like if you hit a 1 to 3 in this situation, you can also jump into our X factor. So this is like what we've been doing lately. And I know you also use the cloud on the 1 minute and stuff like that, right? I could show them that.
Yeah.
Factor 1 minute. Boom. Okay. So we also wait for this cloud flip right here. So this is something he would have done. Trend call. Am I right? Is what you've been doing? Trend call. You wait for the pivot.
I would wait for the cloud flip to green. So we would have got in on that green right up there.
Rejection. And then where would you put your stop?
Probably right below that. I would have probably got in on that first green wick off once that candle closed, that first one off
right here.
The 20. Yeah, right there. Yeah.
And where would you put your stop? Right here?
Pretty much right around there. Yeah. Probably right below the cloud right there, because then that made a new low.
Yeah. The thing is we use pretty small stops, especially on Forex pairs. Okay. So at this point, if we did that method, we're already at 1 to 2.25, right? It's pretty cool. The 1 minute cloud is on fire. That's 5 p.m. now. See, I'm not even looking at the time. Like I could be looking at better times to trade and everything, but we're just doing it. So we're just looking, right?
That is a bad time to trade and it's still working. It's a terrible time to trade.
So you could essentially wait. Look at all that liquidity that needs to be taken out. And there's an order block up here. And you could wait, or you could just start fractal stopping it, that kind of situation, because eventually that's going to fall. I can see it right there. Yeah, again, remember I taught you earlier, you have the trend line. See, when I see this starting to happen and I see a break of structure, I would have gotten out probably on this break of structure, right? Simple. So that would have been a 1 to 7.53. Now, the other cool part is the other thing that we do is once you're already out of the trade, now we'll turn the trend calls off like this, and we'll go straight to X factor. And do you leave the 15-minute on? I'll just show them what X factor is really fast, and we'll just move on.
Well, when I do the X factor, definitely 15-minute, and then I turn the 1 Yeah, I only use the 1 minute cloud on the sniper method.
Cool. So what's cool about X Factor is it's very simple. I actually taught my kids this, my 15-year-old son and my 12-year-old boy, or my 13-year-old girl. Sorry, I have a 12-year-old boy too. My 13-year-old girl. And it's very simple. They didn't know anything about trading at all. And then within 2 days, now they're sending me all these screenshots. My one son, he's already taken FTMO trials. And I told him if he keeps passing them, I'm just going to get him my Forex Funds account under his name or under my name. Don't tell anybody. And that'll pay for his car and his life. Hopefully he can invest in property by the time he's 18. That would be cool. How long did it take you to program Pulse X? I am sure it took quite some time. I'm going over 2 years at this point, all the different features we added. So we have all kinds of different strategies inside Pulse X. And then really how you get the most out of it is through the training. That's why I don't sell it for cheap, because ultimately I could go and get all kinds of different cheap indicators and make them work, but they don't get coaching. So this is our group coaching program, right? We have one-on-one coaching programs as well. We have plenty of students in here as well for that, which you can go, if you want one-on-one coaching, you go to bobsproof.com, fill out the application and somebody will get you. But if you want group coaching, just go to pulsexpremium.com. Simple as that. But X Factor is very simple. You look at the cloud. This is the 15-minute cloud, red, right? That means sell. Then you wait for a red pivot point. You have a red pivot point, right? Then once those two things are lined up, you're going to be able to sell once it rejects the Pulse X line, okay? So this is doing what we were doing with the going from order block to order block on the 1 minute, only it's more of an automated way, not an automated way. It just helps you visualize it better without seeing the order blocks. It will get better if you keep the pip stacking on to see the order blocks. You'll be able to see it better and better as you learn. Yes, and we'll have this to rewatch. Also, don't let me forget about telling you about FX Free. There's a lot of things going on right now. I know that we just told you like 2 links right already, but there's a lot of things going on. I'll put all the information underneath the description and what each thing is after the call when I upload the replay, and you'll have all that information. But check this out. So here's exactly where you go ahead.
Let me answer this. So Paul just asked, do you have live trading where we can follow you guys in actual trades? Yes, 7 of them a week, basically. So 2 for Pulse X, and then if you're in the one-on-one mentorship, we have a group, we have one-on-one, and then you also have access to 5 other group trainings that we do where we're actually looking for trades. And I think Bethany has a couple. She looks for some in her London session as well, or at least goes over what she is going to be looking for today at least. So I just wanted to answer that.
All right, cool. So I don't have this other thing available yet where I was going to hook you guys up with, but basically I'm starting a program for $14.95 per month. Just know that. And there's no like catches or gotchas or anything like that, but it's going to be an exclusive chat, right? You'll be able to see more technical analysis and videos and stuff like that. And you'll be able to jump on these live with us like this, where you ask questions. Otherwise, I'm just going to hook you guys up with the replays. Okay. But if you like this kind of deal, I'm going to do at least 1 a week of these with different guests, I have Christian, I have Bethany. We'll also have some students on and different guests and stuff like that. But I want to go on this X Factor deal right here. And I want to show you. So see the rejection of the Pulse X line. We had red cloud, red pivot point, rejection with a nice bearish candle right there. You could essentially move your stop. I don't even use that big. We usually use 5 to 10 pip stops ish, right? So let's just say it was like 8 for the sake of this video. Let's say you got that one wrong and you took the next one. Doesn't matter, right? So right here, that was a 1 to 6. But what we teach everybody inside there is we try to get you to focus on 1 to 3s. And when they do 1 to 1, like we were saying earlier, 1 to 1 with a break of structure minimum, we'll set it to break even. And we also do a 1 to 2. We usually set to break even. So we like to be in risk-free trades and like just go with momentum, right? So let's say you took that trade right there. That's a 1 to 6. But let's just say you took a 1 to 3 right there, right? And then you had, and this is just great for just not having to think, right? You wake up and you're tired. That's when you do your mistakes. That's when you do your over trading. That's when you do all those problems. And if you say, okay, I'm only going to trade off of this, the rejection of these candles or the rejection of these areas. Look, if you do a 5 pip stop there, we hit a 1 to 3, did we? Yep, 1 to 3 right here. But you can see instantly, you can just scroll through each instrument that you want to trade and be like, okay, this is going down. The last pivot point was red. I'm only going to take trades off of this. Simple as that. Like I'm telling you, my son is literally taking trades I taught him to take the trade and walk away so he doesn't stare at the chart. And then he's allowed to come back every 30 minutes to check to see if he hit it. That's it. That's how I'm training my 15-year-old boy, and he's doing fantastic. Look, no clear rejection. That wasn't like a strong push. That was right here. So boom. So you could 5 pips stop it. That might have hit you on a spread, but we'll see. Roughly 1 to 3 here. So if I really don't want to talk percentages, but whatever it is that you risk, okay, on your accounts that I don't teach you to trade. If I don't want to say 1%. Okay. You can do the math. Okay. 1 to 3, this is +9, whatever it is you risk of your account that day between just on that one move, this one push down between a 1 hour and 45 minutes. Does it happen all the time? No, but quite frequently. And a lot of you guys do this. So what is the difference between pip stacking? Pip stacking shows you where the order blocks are. They're great targets. They're great entries. You learn where the most orders are and where it's most likely going to reject like this. And Pulse X is more for entries, like proving momentum, right? And group coaching, right? So group coaching is where it's at, guys. Like if you can't afford actual one-on-one mentorship, the next best thing, like I used to be in like 20 different group coaching groups, which I don't recommend because you're just going to get more confused. But like I was addicted to them. I'd jump on everybody's session all throughout the weeks. And I was trying one new strategy after another. And I thought I was like a king. I had 20 different strategies to join in something at any time. You could ask Christian. I was like taking 200 trades a day at one point off the 15 second in the 1 minute.
15 second, 5 second. Dude, I got a new strategy. I'm like, dude, but this one's working.
Yeah, Gregory.
How many times I've told you that? Dude, but this is working.
Yeah, I know. Less is more in trading and patience, right?
It really is.
It took a long time to learn that stuff. Gregory, thank you so much for that. Gregory Bro says, this is awesome. Thanks for doing it. You're very welcome. I answered that question. Do you trade inside of TradingView or another brokerage? I hate trading inside TradingView. I'll use MT4 and then I will. So what I do, everybody asks me that too all the time. All I do is I literally will see it setting up over here and then I'll jump over to MT4 and watch it play. Like I'll jump in. I also use a trade manager, which I teach you guys how to use inside there as well. I think I paid like $97 one time for it, but I won't trade without my trade manager because I don't even have to think. Like the whole trick is I don't want to think at all. Do I know how to do it all without doing all these things and without the indicators and all this stuff? Yes, but I don't want to think at all. Like the less you have to think, the more success you're going to have, in my opinion. So how much is the indicator? So Pulse X Premium, again, I want you to think you're paying for the coaching and the time. Like I have to pay Bethany Christian. It's nice to pay myself here and there. And you just so happen to get this indicator that I spent 90 grand on over 2 years. That's the way I want you to look at this, right? I don't want you to look at this as just another cheap indicator. I want you to look at this, you're getting actual group coaching. You're nonstop. Yeah, I'm going through that now. I'm going to stick to one at first. Hey, Jay, just pick which one you want, man. Let me know if the owners actually talk to you. I'm just saying. See, how much is the indicator? So $250 a month. So it's $250 per month, but we are having a special on there right now for $1,497. I also have for the whole year, right? Which that's basically saving you $1,500 a year if you do that. 50% off. Yeah, group coaching. Now, again, that's at Pulse X Premium, pulsexpremium.com. That's for the group coaching. And then if you want one-on-one mentorship, because we have a lot of people that ask that. What's cool about one-on-one? You want me to show you, put a 4 in the box if you guys want me to show you how we do our one-on-one mentorship, just so you can see the difference. I'm just curious. So we got a 4. Okay. That's everybody again. A lot of people. You guys are amazing. Okay. So I'm going to love doing this every week. You guys are very active. So basically you can go to bobsproof.com, fill out an application. If you're a good fit, all that really means is, I'm just gonna be straight up, it's not cheap. Okay. So if you're a good fit, when you hear that from a sales guy, I'm not a sales guy. If you hear that from a sales guy, that means it's expensive. We're not cheap. Okay. So fill this out if you're ready to just get actual one-on-one coaching. So what this is, it's actually 3-on-1 coaching. And basically we'll put you in a Telegram group. Let me turn this off. You'll get access to all my indicators. You won't even have to pay for PulseX. You can work one-on-one with us. And basically it'll be me. It'll be Bob. I'll just do it like this. Now you get to see how I write. Let's see. Bethany. And then yours truly right here in the flesh, Christian, is all going to be in there with you. All right. This is horrible. All right. We're going to be in your own private Telegram channel right here. You're going to send us over. We'll say, watch this video and then give us like 10 buys and 10 sells. Okay. Then all 3 of us, we're going to watch over your charts, and then we're going to create you a customized video going over exactly what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. Okay. And then until you get it right, we're not going to let you go to step 2. So that was step 1. And then once you get it right, we'll put you to step 2 and 3. Right. And we're going to keep drilling you, keep making you do different things until, you know, you're literally getting instant feedback. Okay. So the problem with courses is it could be the best training in the world, but there's not every brain is the same, right? You will literally see something that somebody else won't, and somebody else will just get it and you won't get it at all. So we're able to say, oh, no. We have some people that literally it takes them a month to get past step 1. And that's totally fine, because once they get past step 1, like their whole trading is just completely changed, because they can see instantly price structure a lot better the way we teach it in price action. So once you get past step 2 and 3, we put you to step 4, step 5, step 6. And then at the very end, we basically create you your own personalized trading plan based off your specific areas that you can't be disciplined in. So what I always tell everybody, and after training literally hundreds of people, is it's really hard to fix a habit, right? A lot of times it's something that completely out of your control that you're doing subconsciously, whether you're over trading, you're doing all these different things. And we're going to be able to look over your shoulder and see, okay, because we're going to have you like trade FTMO trials and stuff like that. So you can see, you use demo account. Yes, I'm answering your question right now, Robert. We're going to be able to see exactly your flaws and what you do and what sets you off and all these things. And we're going to develop not just a trading plan, take only 1 to 3s and only risk 1%, that kind of stuff. We're going to say, okay, every time you do this, like what I said earlier with my son, every time he takes a trade, he has to leave for 30 minutes, like different things. You may not need that. You may be extremely disciplined like Bethany. Bethany was ridiculous. She didn't know anything about trading. I taught her. I gave her a few videos, trained her like a little. She only asked a few questions. The next month or 2, she goes, "Hey Bob, so what do I do now? I got funded $100,000." I'm like, "What?" And then all of a sudden, 2 months later, she's funded $300,000. So now she's doing days. And again, this is not normal. Okay, you're probably not going to do this. You could, but you're probably not going to do this. She like yesterday, 2 days ago, she put out. Sometimes she'll share in the group. She did $23,000 on just one of her accounts. It's ridiculous. You just can't even make this stuff up. And now she's one of our coaches, and she would be one of the people in the group with you, creating videos, going over your chart, saying, no, you're doing this wrong. You're doing this wrong. You're going to hate us sometimes because we're so thorough, and you're going to love us at the end, when you actually know how to trade and stay consistent. That's that. So that's Bob's Proof. I'm done with talking about that unless you guys have more questions on that, but that's bobsproof.com. Fill out an application there. If you can't, this isn't cheap. Like I said, right? This isn't cheap. So if you don't have a lot of money to spend, or maybe you spent 10,000 already on trading and all these things, and you never plan on stopping, and you're sick of wasting all money, then this is for you, right? But if you just want group coaching, I would suggest you just jump in here. That's totally fine. If you get to pulsexpremium.com site and you have questions, you can hit up there's like a box in the corner, and you can just hit me up, ask me any kind of question. I'll get back to you, usually on a video, or one of my people will get back to you. So there's that. And then I know this has been a mouthful. This was our first ever. I'm calling this FX Freedom Lives. This is exhausting, dude. Like
I like that. FX
it's a great
Freedom
exhausting though. Don't get me wrong. I really enjoy this. Pip stacking indicator, the $7 indicator, that's pipstackingsecrets.com. And then finally, I'm just going to go over this really fast. This is FX Freedom Live. I'm breaking all sales rules. I have 4 things to sell you on one call. And you're like, I have no idea which one to freaking get. So just know this. If you have any questions at all, just go to bobsproof.com and fill out the application. Anyways, and we'll get back to you and we'll answer any questions, or go to this site and we'll answer questions. FX, that's actually Freedom Live. Oops. Freedom. Whatever, dude. You definitely want to buy this. Look how beautiful that is. So for $14.95 per month. Okay. No gotchas, no catches or anything like that. We're going to be doing these calls every week, training over different things, doing market analysis, that kind of stuff. Every Sunday night, we're going to do weekly outlook, right? Basically analysis of the week using pip stacking. And then we're also going to give you a private access to a private chat room so you could all chat talking about the same stuff like that. Let's see what else. I know there's more. I had a page made. I don't want to miss something here. Oh yeah, and I also said I was going to give away $100 Amazon gift card, so I can't do that because I know as soon as I close this,
You get Freedom FX Live if you're in the mentorship, I would imagine. What's the answer to that? Do they get to join these if they're in the mentorship? Do they get to join these Freedom FX Lives or FX?
If you're in the mentorship, yes, yes, you can have it. Yes, I'm sure if you paid me that much money, yes, you can. I guess I'll let you come in for $15. That's totally fine. Of course, just hit me up and I'll get you in. Okay. So yeah, it's just 4+ live training events per month. Chances to win prizes like this $100 Amazon gift card. VIP chat to hang out and trade with other members, exclusive trade idea. Oh, that's right. So a lot of you guys know, like I was doing the trade idea group. Okay. And I gave that away for free for the longest time. And if you haven't noticed, it's averaging, you're in, awesome. Let me know in the box if you're in, put a 5 if you're going to join our FX Freedom Live for $15 a month. I'm just curious if that's even interesting to you guys. Because I expect to have at least hundreds of people in it pretty quickly. It's pretty cheap, I think. And it's my goal with that is I want it to be more powerful than most of those $197 a month like trade idea groups. Because we're going to do training. I'm giving you access to the trade idea group. Everybody else isn't going to have access to that anymore unless they pay the $15. Mainly because I pay someone that trades exactly like me to use my indicators and everything to take the trades. We've been averaging like 1,000+ pips a week. If you took every trade, I got to be fair here. If you took every trade, which you're not going to do, it averages like 1,000+ pips a week. Now, the cool thing is I've actually looked at it, and most of the time, if you just took, let me share this with you just because, why not? Trade idea. So I'm going to share this with you. Big Pippin trades. Now he calls me sir. He's from a different country, but I taught him exactly, and then I review each week what we do, right? So let me just share my screen. Actually, I don't want to share all this. Here we go. I'll share this part. Big Pippin trades. And then this is, so a lot of people, they literally charge $197 a month just to get some trade calls, right? I was giving this away for free forever, but here's a fact. When people don't pay for something, they don't even use it. That's just a fact. These are the same exact calls that Christian is going to be like probably calling a lot of times. He'll be like, oh yeah, I called that call. I have basically 24-hour monitoring of when different indicators of mine and different strategies actually pop off. So if I look at today's trades, this just popped in March 7th. Look, it's March 7th, the day of this recording. He goes, today's trade, sir. He gives me the report. Okay. So if I just took, let's say you weren't able to hold it all 1 to 10. Okay. Let's say you just took every trade like 0.25 risk or something like that, and you just got out at 1 to 3, and everything else was break even or a loss. That means today alone, this wasn't the best example, but today alone you had 1 to 3, 1 to 3, 1 to 3. That's +9. These don't count because let's say they went to break even. Okay, just to be fair. So these were +9, and then you lost 3. That means you went +6 today on just these trade calls.
Oh,
if you held. It's not that bad. Let's say one of these, just to be fair, hit break even 2. No, let's just say we took all 1 to 3. Let's say that one took 1 to 3, or it went 1 to 3 and almost didn't 1 to 3, but it went to break even before hitting 1 to 3. That's what I was trying to say. And then you went +6, you went +3 still. Again, you're not going to take all these. I get it. So that was that day. So like right here, 1, 2, 3. He wanted to join my contest too because he's been killing it. I'm like, sure, because I hold weekly contests. That's another thing in Pulse 6 Premium. Every week I give away a 50K challenge. I'm trying to. We're basically, I'll give you $300 to take a challenge in the group. And that's our goal, is we want to get you funded as fast as humanly possible by one of the prop firms. So right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 plus threes. Let's say these went break even and these are losses. That's plus 15 minus 3. That's plus 12 that day, right? 298 pips if you held the whole 1 to 9, if you held the 1 to 8, 1 to 7, whatever. Let's see. Here was last week. Like if I look at the whole week, it was 1,814 total pips won. It was 74 total trades, 45 wins, 29 losses. Now, see, that's why risk management is super, super important, because look, this wasn't even that amazing of a win ratio, but with the risk management, it was fantastic. You had 1 to 11, 1 to 4, 1 to 2. So here's a good example of a day that wouldn't have won. This was 1, 2, that's 6 plus 6 minus 1, 2, 3, that's 6. So it'd been break even that day if you went by those rules and you were able to take every single trade. I don't expect you to take every single trade. But here's the reason I put this together. I didn't want to have an actual trade idea service to sell you. What I want you to get out of this is, here's a good idea. I want you to take your current strategy, hopefully one that we're teaching you, and then see, okay, there's a good idea that it's probably going to go up, okay, in this area. So like that saying it's going to go up, here's my current strategy. Let me take it how I currently would. So it's just an extra confluence, right? Again, I was giving this away for free. There was a lot of people that used it. They're probably going to be mad that I'm not giving it away for free anymore. I don't care. But I'm just including this as part of the package for $14.95 a month. Simple as that. Fair? Okay, let me see where you guys are at. Definitely using this when I can. I go one-on-one and 1 to 2 reward. They're legit. Awesome. Glad that you liked it. Awesome. I took a few that got me to get to Pulse X for myself. Awesome. So true. Yes, and that's insane now. 1,000 pips a week. Awesome. 555. So I'm a mentor student already, says Jason. It's not cheap, but worth it. Jason, I don't care if you're a mentor student or not, you're paying that $15 a month. I'm just kidding, man. Let's see. Bob knows I'm in for mentorship. Awesome, bro. Yeah, Kurt, what's up? How you doing, buddy? See, I'd be interested. Awesome. Okay, cool. So here's the kicker. I don't even have a link for you to join the $15 a month. So here's the thing. Right after this, I will have a link to join this for the $14.95 a month. But basically, and I'll put it in the description. Also, I'm going to put this on YouTube and that kind of stuff. How can I do a random thing right here? I have no idea that somebody's going to think that I cheated and gave away $100, nothing, to somebody that I liked or something.
A random thing.
I don't know how I can do this. I don't know. What do I do?
I have no idea. I don't have a.
Oh, my friend says 20th message from the top. That's a genius idea. Look at that. I have my friend here from Ohio. Came down to the beautiful Florida. He's never going back. So 20th message from the top, he says. Here we go. Ready? Is that fair?
Stop messaging now.
It doesn't matter because it was from the beginning.
Oh, from the top. Yeah, good idea. All right.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And if they're not on the call, guess what? They don't get it. 16, it'll be the person after. 17, 18, 19, 20. Gregory, a bro. Are you on the call? Can you tell me if he's on?
I mean, he's got to put it in the chat if he's on. Let me see. I could try to see if he's.
Check the chat for sure. The actually participants. And it was at 9/11. Remember that 9/11 thing?
Oh, he's here. Yep, he's here. There he is. 9:31.
Awesome, buddy. You just won $100. Hopefully he's on. Say what's up, buddy.
Yes, he's here. He just said I'm here.
Congrats. You just won a $100 Amazon gift card. Congratulations, man. So go ahead and private message me right now. I just want to make sure you get it. Just do a Q&A. Shoot. I'll do a private message to you. How do I do that? Jeez, man. Second, guys. I just want to make sure that he gets his $100. And for those of you that actually waited and you're disappointed, I don't know what to tell you. Gregory,
I think they got enough value throughout this training. That $100 is just the extra kicker for Greg. Where will the link be posted for the weekly $15 group?
I will put it in the Telegram group. If you're not a part of the Telegram group, I don't know what to tell you. I'll probably email it. I'll email it out as well. All right. I just hit you up, Gregory. Congratulations. $100. Yes, there'll be a replay, Carlos. Who got value out of this? I just want to, yeah, it's $15 a month. $15 a month. One of the main reasons is I do you a disservice. This may sound funny. I'm not getting rich off $15. I might, it's not bad if 10,000 people join eventually. Absolutely. That's amazing. But anytime I do something for free, people don't take it seriously. Like I get way more, I live off success stories. I trade just fine. I don't even need to do this. I love doing this. So me and Christian are both teachers. We love helping people and blessing people and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, like what I live off of, what gets me out of bed every day is when I look and Sarah, single mother Sarah, was able to quit her job, that kind of stuff. That's what I get excited about, that stuff. But they don't get there when it's free. I was a free guy for a little bit, and I realized I just ain't taking it seriously when it's free. And that's not trying to be offensive to anybody. I'm just saying you're going to take something a little bit more seriously if you're paying for it. That's all there's to it. You're not giving value to things that aren't free, that are free, rather. I will say it again, you're the most transparent trader I've ever met. Thank you, Kurt. I appreciate that very much. Let's see. Thank you for the free training session. You're welcome, Sacha. I'm also thinking about putting together some kind of affiliate program where you could share the $15 a month, where I'll just give you like 100% commission, or maybe 75, maybe give me $2.50. What is that? $3? I don't know. I got the math guy over here. We'll see. I don't know. That's probably silly. Maybe some people do it, some people won't. But I'm just trying to think, how can I help people more and how can I reach people more? I'm in. Awesome. Join the call late. Where's the link? Need the call late. Where's the link? Need the Telegram group. Free goes to the wayside for sure. Yeah. So cool. I see the free opportunities when I can't. Forex can get expensive. Absolutely. I agree 100%, especially if you're in multiple different places. And I set out to be the guy that nobody was to me. Like I'm trying to treat you guys better than anybody else on the planet. And I understand that there's so much competition per se for teachers out there. There's all kinds of places you can go to. At the end of the day, if you don't know my personality, maybe you don't like my personality at all. Maybe you think Christian's weird as heck because he's floating in space. And I don't know. Maybe you just think he's weird. First. Maybe you hate my voice. Maybe you're like, why isn't his voice deeper? Maybe I slur my words too much, or I got like I wear Adidas hats and you hate Adidas. Whatever the case, now you can go find another guy and try to like that person. You know what I mean? I just want to give you the opportunity to either like me or don't. So what's my Telegram group? That's a good question. Let me give you my Big Pippin Telegram group, just in case you're not in there and I upload this. Big Pippin. Beckett, we got 2,162 subscribers. Not bad. All right, over there. All right, so if you click here, boom. And guys, just invite your friends, man. Get them in this group. Get them in that $15 a month thing. Don't wait for the affiliate link. It's $15. You could, but go ahead. That's my free group right there. You can join there. Follow me there. If you're not on Telegram, follow me there. It's awesome. Let's see. I agreed. I found you on Facebook through the pip stacking, and your indicator is very straightforward. I've used it and just built with it. Plus, the extra knowledge you give is amazeballs. See, we're already best friends because you said that. That was awesome. Your link didn't come into the chat. Oh, so I sent it to Gregory. Let's see, host and let's see everyone right here. Boom. Join free Telegram group here. All right. There are so many teachers out there, it's difficult to know who to go to or worth the money. I know because I spent $180,000 on these people. And there was actually like 3 good ones. I'm not telling you which ones. That would be silly. Just know that I'm like the combination of all 3 of those. That's all you'll ever need to know.
Yeah, and he's the combination of all of those and about 1.5 million hours of back testing.
Ridiculous amount. I go to bed with it, literally runs on replay mode as I'm going to sleep watching it. Carlos knew me from my traffic selling days. Awesome, man. Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, I remember you. Yeah, Carlos. Yeah, I remember your name. Okay, guys. So that's it. So who got value out of this? Let me know in the chat. Just say Christian's awesome. And let me know. Just so you guys, yeah, 7s are cool too. Say 7. If you got value out of tonight and you're excited for next week, invite your friends. We're going to start just killing it. Remember, don't take anything I say seriously. This is just for entertainment purposes only. You know that if you can make money with trading or not. I don't have to be the one that tells you that you can make money. Like, you're not doing this because you're just like looking at candlesticks. I get it. So I'm going to go ahead and close this out, but real quick, let me just share one more time with all the links. Just I'm not going to go over the whole programs or anything like that, but I just want to make sure that you got the links and you understand everything before I shut it down and then we never see each other again. Right. So right here for the Freedom FX Live, I'm going to release the link to join tonight. It's not going to be a fancy page or anything like that. It's just going to be a checkout page and you're going to pay me $15. Okay. I will probably use that on DoorDash in a couple days for my kids. So I appreciate it. As far as working with me one-on-one or 3-on-1, I guess you'd say, with Bob, with me, Bethany, and Christian, we'll work with, we have a 6-month plan and an unlimited plan, right? 6-month plan, amazing. Unlimited plan, amazing. We literally work with you unlimited for 6 months. And literally our main goal is to get you consistent and be able to pass the prop firm challenge. The rest of it you can figure out on your own. Our group coaching, pulsexpremium.com. If you have any questions on that, go ahead and hit the thing in the corner. We have a special right now. It will save you $1,500 per year. A lot of people that can't afford that, totally fine. Get the $250 per month. Going to blow away anything that you're in right now. I can promise you that. So that's it, guys. Look out for the replay. Look for the $14.95 per month checkout that I will be putting inside of the Telegram group, and I'll shoot out a email real quick as well. And that's it. You got anything else, Christian?
No, that's it. I guess next week, same time, right? They said, will you go next? So yeah, next week, same time, Tuesday, 9 o'clock Eastern.
Tuesday, 9 o'clock. I'm going to do it every week. And we may,
Y'all
by
are
the
getting
way,
so much. Not a mentorship's going to have 15 hours of.
We may do extras as well, like just random ones. We'll be like, hey, you know what? Let's just go. We were talking about it earlier. Hey, if we're bored, we'll just jump on and hang out, depending on how everybody is.
Right.
Everybody's cool. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for spending. How long has it been? I don't even know. It's been like
hour and 20 minutes.
You kept talking, bro. It's been an hour and 20 minutes. Not bad. That's actually smaller than I thought it would be. Less time than I thought it'd be. So thank you for spending for an hour and 20 minutes. You guys are amazing. You guys are rock stars. Thank you so much for your patience at the beginning there. And you stayed around that whole time and you put up with Christian and myself. And thank you for letting us hopefully bless your lives and teach you some of the stuff that we know. And we are totally looking forward to seeing you in the chat groups and next week's training. That's it, guys. Have a blessed week. God bless. Take care. Beckett out. Peace.
Yeah, I'll be